Marco, we know you're a big player, play for some massive football clubs, but still, this must be a really special night for you. Your first goals for a new club and in a winning cause as well.
Yeah, I'm so happy. The performance on the team was incredible. The atmosphere here is every night top. I want to thank all the fans for the effort we do together. So we have to continue. The team is in the right way. So yeah, I'm very happy for the first goal and of course for the win.
Yeah, how do you find playing at Villa Park, especially on big nights like this when you beat a big team like Chelsea?
Yeah, incredible. And we know that today was an important day. We had to win and we did. So yeah, very happy. And we have to continue. On Tuesday we have another match and the mentality we have to have is to win every match.
I was going to ask you what the feeling was like when that first goal went in, but I suppose initially it's disappointment because it looks like it's been ruled out, and then VAR to the rescue.
Yeah, I looked to Marcus and he said that he was not offside, so I trust him.
Well, he knew already, did he?
Yeah,
Interesting.
Yeah, he told me that was not offside, so yeah. And
how good is he, Marcus Rashford? I mean, look, he's a big name in this country, but a new teammate for you, of course.
Yeah, of course. We know all the quality of Marcus. He helped us a lot, and yeah, we are so happy. And thank you also to Marcus for the 2 assists.
And what was it like? I asked you about the first goal, but to win it at the end, really special feeling?
Wow, incredible. That's the right way. We are working hard. Also, we have new teammates, so we are building something new, and we are in the right way. Very happy, and we have to keep working.
Lastly, since you signed, obviously there's been a lot of talk about Marcus Rashford because he's such a big name in this country. But as I said at the start, you're also a really big player. What does this move mean to you? Like, why have you done it? Is the chance to have a manager that trusts you and to be fully fit? This move for you at this point in your career, how important is it for you?
Yeah, very important. I think it's a step forward because the staff, the club, Unai, trust me, and that's the most important for a football player, And I can explain my football in the pitch, and that's the most important.
Okay, so I know you've got quite a full trophy cabinet probably at home, but you add this to it now. You're the player of the match tonight.
Okay, thank you so much.
Well done.
Thank you. Good night.
Yeah, 3 Champions League trophies, 3 La Liga titles, and now a Player of the Match award for this game. I don't know how he's going to fit it into his trophy cabinet there. So Marco Asensio with both goals in the game to give Aston Villa all 3 points against Chelsea. And Yuri Tielemans joins us live now from Villa Park. Yuri, thanks so much for your time talking to us today. It was a big win for lots of reasons. Coming from behind, it keeps you right in touch with qualifying for the Champions League for next season. And you did it against one of your rivals for those Champions League places. What pleased you the most about it?
Well, you've just said it all, to be honest. It was a big win against one of our rivals, like you said, and yeah, so important. I can't put it into words.
Yuri, I just want to ask where you are with your game at the moment, because you're creating chances, you're scoring goals, you're playing consistently, you're winning your midfield battles week in, week out. You're playing under a manager that's got a history of improving players. Have you got more levels to go personally?
Well, thank you first and foremost, but like you said, the manager, he's improved me a lot. I think his tactical analysis of the game has improved my game to be able to express myself and to work on the details, especially last season when I was maybe not playing as much at the start of the season. I could work on the training pitch a lot and to, like I said, work on the details and work really hard to try and fit into the team. And once I did that, I think I fit into the team perfectly. The tactical game, I really understood everything that the manager wanted from me, and this season especially, where from the start I can just express myself, whether it's on the 10 or a bit deeper like today, and yeah, I just feel really good and in the rhythm to play many more games.
Yuri, Jamie Redknapp, congratulations, another great performance from yourself personally. I just want to ask you about Marcus Rashford. He's obviously come to the club. He's obviously in a position where we didn't know how it was going to work out for him. Lots of clubs were looking at him. How pleased are you that you got him?
Very pleased, especially the way he's performing now, especially with the 2 assists that he got today. And listen, Marcus is someone he can threaten everyone 1v1, even 1v2. He's very important for us in the way that he plays, because he gives us something else on that left-hand side. And I think you could tell today every time he got the ball, he was dangerous, and hopefully with many more minutes in his legs, he will get better.
Yeah, and it's not just Marcus Rashford, Marco Asensio coming in and signing that loan deal. To bring that kind of quality in at this stage of the season, how much does that help you for, well, the last third of the season that's coming up?
Well, it helps us a lot when you see them two linking up for both goals. They're very important for today and for the rest of the season. Obviously, we know they're only loans, but hopefully we can get something there if they keep performing, obviously, and hopefully they can stay fit and help us to reach our goals.
And Yuri, how much closer do you feel to qualifying for the Champions League next season, even though there are still quite a few games left to go?
Yeah, I think we got to enjoy tonight, but there's still a long way to go, and hopefully we can get a bit of a momentum going towards the end of the season and hopefully get there in the end.
Yuri, thanks very much. Appreciate your time and congratulations on the victory.
All right, thank you all. Take care.
Well done, Yuri.
Well done. Are you really like him, James?
Well, do you know what? I haven't heard him do many interviews before, but he actually talks how he plays football with a high level of intelligence. You know, he makes it sound pretty simple. He does the hard things well. He does the simple things well. He's a good footballer. He understands that midfield role. As two midfield players, Steve, I really admire what he does. And you asked a great question, because when he came to the club, you don't quite know how it's going to work out. Obviously, they made a couple of changes in the summer, and you know, you just think, where will his best be? A 10, if he said there, or defensively, you know, in that role. I just thought I think he can, because of his intelligence and how he reads the game, he can play anywhere. You know, and he's such an important player for them. And it took him a little bit of time, but right now, Aston Villa are really reaping the benefits. I thought he was excellent against Liverpool, and especially today, second half, where they really grabbed the game by the scruff of the neck.
What was it that made you ask that question in particular of Yuri Tielemans? What improvement have you seen?
I've watched him over the years, and the way that he plays, he's always been industrious in terms of his positioning is always good. So, like, as a midfield player, just covering your defenders and listening left, right, shuffling, you know, and covering the spaces, doing that sort of dirty work of the game where people don't get to see. But then when he gets the ball, he can wrap a pass through, and the way that Aston Villa play with the two number 10s as such. He's wrapping passes in now, and his numbers back it up. He's creating more chances. He's scoring goals. I think that would have probably been an element where he would have needed to have consistently been improving, scoring goals, which he's getting to now. But just working under this manager, just how he's improved, not just him, individuals, but the team itself. Where does he think he can push to? So I certainly think there's more to come from him.
So we've looked at Yuri Tielemans, we've looked at Marcus Rashford, we've not yet looked at the actual match winner, Marco Asensio. But bringing a player in with that pedigree and that quality for Aston Villa at this stage of the season, how big is that for them, Jamie?
Yeah, I mean, 16 major honours at Real Madrid, close to 300 games. So the experience that he's got. And when you bring in a player, especially from, say, you know, another country that hasn't played in the Premier League, sometimes the intensity catches players out. You don't know quite how they're going to be able to get used to it, the pace, the energy. But I think he has done it exceptionally well. You know, and especially as the game got on, he became almost stronger. I saw he run, was it 10.8k, which is pretty good numbers for modern day midfield players. But again, he's an intelligent player. He finds himself in pockets. You know, the players that he's played with and trained with every single day, that education at Real Madrid is absolutely phenomenal. And you can see that he's obviously an intelligent footballer. And when you've just come to a club and you can score 2 goals, when you're losing 1-0 and you can add that to your team, it's a brilliant signing, it really is.
Yeah, Real Madrid, Paris Saint-Germain, not bad names to have on your CV, and that's the quality that Villa have got.
Well, that's what I've been really impressed with him. He's come in and he's not just sort of resting on his laurels about being a player that can pick a pass and, you know, create chances. His work rate today, I was watching it today and I was thinking, his work rate was phenomenal. You know, and it's easy to do when you're winning and you're playing in good teams. When you're 1-0 down and then you need a few characters to get around and sort of rattling around, he was doing that. The short, sharp sprints deserve these 2 goals, and what a great start for him.
What did you make to his goal? We're going to show it now.
Yeah, I thought his movement, I think was great. You know, I love the way that Aston Villa keep this alive. You know, it comes out from a set piece, I think, and then they just keep it alive. They load the box with bodies, and then it's just about the movement and then getting this for Marcus Rashford is absolutely superb. And then Asensio there, just feeling where the area is, where the danger's going to go. You know, he's going to get there. And it's always about a what if. You know, if the ball goes over to Rashford, does he hit it first time?
And you can see he's onside there as well.
Clearly onside, and you know, and the line for Chelsea is disjointed, but he gets into an area where if it comes square, I'm there to tap it in. And what a great way to start your Aston Villa career. Brilliant.
Yeah. And you know what it's like there. You played there. I mean, the crowd have certainly taken to him as well.
Yeah, and I think that's just because the way that he plays, you know, in terms of off the ball, his duties, and then when you start creating chances and putting, you know, chances on for other people, then start scoring goals as well, then you start becoming a fan's favourite for sure.
I think Steve's right. What they do ever so well, Aston Villa, is they keep it alive. You know, they win that second ball and Chelsea can't get out. One thing that has a really big impact on this as well is this run. I'm just going to highlight him there. There's Morgan Rogers and Fernandes. He's going to take Fernandes into an area. And then what Chelsea are trying to do, you can see Colwell and Tosin and Gusto at the back. They want to play, I want to try and play a high line and catch them offside if they can. But once that run happens, you can't play offside. You've got to then make sure you back off and then get yourself along where Fernandes ends up. Because as you can see, he runs him in. Now, Fernandes is maybe a yard, 2 yards behind everybody else. I'll just take that back. Because that's so important, I think, that you've got to see that. And if you're Levi Colwell and Tosin, what you have to do then, and I think this is really bad centre-half play, you then, once that ball then gets played in by Matty Cash, there's the two centre-backs, as that ball gets played in, whether you think he's offside or not, you've then got to follow this in and you've got to go with runners. But watch the reaction of the two of them. Marcus does ever so well.
Just on that one, you're saying that, but watch the two halves. But watch where Reece James ends up.
He ends up the deepest.
Who's in front of him?
Deepest, exactly. Marcus now, you can see Gusto here. He wants to go that way, but Marcus is on the move. He's timed it perfectly. He knows if that ball comes in, he knows that I'm in a really strong position to see across the line. And that's why he knows that he's onside as that ball comes in. Perfect timing. You can see there that Fernandes doesn't get out, and it's a great assist. Like you say, he does it so well because he has to react. Look, he's got his feet out, then he has to readjust and gets it across, gets his studs on it into a really good area, and it ends up in the back of the net. And you can see Reece James, I'm not sure, you know, you've got Colwell and you've got Tosin, they should be following that in. That's important. That's the part of defending that I think they don't quite understand yet enough. That because I'm taking it back to even Carvalho, John Terry, they're following that one back in. You work with those guys, you see that difference. That's not good enough.
Yeah, well, it's not just from a striker's point of view, it's from a defensive point of view. It's always about the what if situation, and more so from a defensive, where if that ball goes over, if Rashford gets it, you have to be there defensively. Clear your lines. Once that's cleared, then you can start squeezing up the pitch.
But again, for the second goal, it's that mix of a defensive error, mostly from the goalkeeper in this instant, and Aston Villa getting the rewards for the way that they've approached the second half.
As soon as they got the first goal, they was on the ascendancy to go and get the winner. You thought if anyone was going to get a winner in this game, it was going to be Aston Villa. And again, loading the box, it's a horrendous mistake.
They're struggling with goalkeepers, Chelsea, and have been for a while.
Yeah, they are. I don't know whether it's now a mentality thing where they go in at half-time because they're losing leads and then they go and try and play a bit safe maybe in the second half, but you know, they can't keep making these costly errors because that is a basic error.
Set up now. I look at this all the time, Kelly. Modern day way that coach, everyone see Chelsea end up with pretty much everyone back. I think that's Jadon Sancho. He doesn't actually do it well, but I have an element of sympathy for him. You can see they've got two men on the edge of the box. If that ball then comes out to one of them, they get a free shot at goal. And this is the one that I see more and more now, where you can get a 2v1. Now, I think back to if you could get a 2v1 many years ago, you were like, great. And then you could see here that Cole Palmer's going to come out. And why I don't think it's a great setup is as soon as he plays that ball to him, your first instinct will be to go to follow. That's Tielemans, isn't it? Yes, Yuri Tielemans. Then Marcus Rashford is going to enter the box into here. Like that's 15, 20 yards further forward. And he then gets a free cross. And then Asensio finds himself in this area. Just watch how it unfolds. Because Cole Palmer does what you would do, is you follow him. Now, all of a sudden, that ball gets played back in here. He's going to enter the box into a really nice position and get a cross in at real pace. And straight away, you can see it. There's Jadon Sancho I mentioned earlier on. He's the wrong side of Asensio, but I guess he's looking at trying to stop this one here. Asensio's got too much space. Everyone's come back. He adjusts really well. He gets a good connection on it, but like you say, it's just he won't want to see that again. No. It's awful goalkeeping. And they've obviously left themselves with a problem because both of them have made horrendous mistakes this year. And
got more goalkeepers than anyone else in the Premier League, and it's not just a this season problem.
Have they got more? You say,
for
yeah.
Chelsea, yeah, and they have options to get someone who is the answer. I mean, obviously, there's been a lot made about their inability to sign a striker who can convert chances on a regular basis. Looked like Nicholas Jackson might have been coming into some kind of form in that sense. But goalkeepers, to have a position that's that important, still not settled when they've spent as much money as they have, is one that's got the fans sort of tearing their hairs out.
Yeah, and the biggest scrutiny at the start was them playing out from the back and getting caught out. But if that was their philosophy and they had to stick by it, then so be it. But just tighten up on them errors. But then when you start getting basic errors like that, I mean, he sees the ball coming. You know, you can't even say it goes through a lot of bodies, can you, Joe? Because he sees it coming the whole way. Is it just tiredness, fatigue, a lack of concentration? But as a goalkeeper,
that's what it is, and it's just lack of concentration.
But as a goalkeeper or anyone that goes into that situation, you're thinking, well, I've got my chance now. This is it. You know, you've got to go for 90 plus minutes, and you know,
you're right though, Steve. Look, he hits it through. He's got a lot of time to see it. He's watching it. He's watching it. I mean, it's just horrible. It's horrible for him. It's just one of those. I can only imagine how he feels in that dressing room now. That everyone makes mistakes, but when it's the goalkeeper, it just obviously makes it so much worse. And he'll be feeling like this was my big opportunity. What a chance I've got. Sanchez has been bang out of form. He's probably been sitting on the bench for ages, watching him, thinking, "Give me a chance." He's been given one, and obviously today it hasn't gone his way.
Horrible moment for Jorgensen, horrible moment for Chelsea, but delight for Aston Villa and their manager Unai Emery, who's with Patrick Davison.
Unai, is that an absolute game changer of a result? If you'd lost today, it would have been quite a big gap to Chelsea. Now with that win, you're right in the mix again.
Good evening. If
it's a big word.
You are asking me about the question starting being negative. Of course, in case like that, we were worse. But we were speaking before the match, and in the meeting we had was not enough. Sometimes we are complaining for everything, but we have to try to be humble, identify ourselves, our improves, and we needed more. Of course, we could win against Ipswich Town last week. We had chances at the end. We could win even against Liverpool. We had chances at the end, but we were conceding a lot, and we were not dominating in the moment we had to dominate the match. And today I think more or less we started very bad, conceding one goal. We were losing the duels. We were getting late for our press, not really getting their players on the field like we planned.
Did they give you a tactical problem in the early part of the match?
Okay, I explain it.
Yeah, go.
Let me explain it. And then we were progressively getting better. And getting better the duels. Of course, the second half, we played fantastic at the second half. We were as well today explaining in the dressing room how was going this match today. 90 minutes with the player be ready, good impact. They did it because we played on Wednesday, and maybe we were getting tired. And like more or less Morgan Rogers, more or less as well, the injury of small injury, hopefully Tyrone Mings. We needed players just and being good impact, and they did it. And we played 90 minutes, and today, like the last two matches, we were having chances at the end of the match. Today we had, and we scored.
Did we see today that this club did fantastic work during the January transfer window? 2 goals for Asensio, 2 assists for Rashford. You're able to bring Marlon on maybe to affect the game as well. We talked about it a bit pre-match. You have a bench now where you can really change a match that might not be going your way.
Yes, of course, we did it because we were thinking we were with the necessity to improve the squad and to have more players helping in the objective we have now. Is try to be in the top 8, 7, 6, 5 in Premier League, try to compete as well in FA Cup, like we are, and in Champions League. And of course, we joined those players thinking to improve it. And then progressively try to adapt quick. We are doing out of meetings, we are doing a lot of tactical work as well. We are playing out of matches, and I think it's good to try to get good information through then on the field, playing, trying to adapt quick and in an idea with the teammates. And I think today as well, the players were impacted. The second half was fantastic.
Marcus Rashford has made a really bright start to his Aston Villa career. Are there little bits you've done for him, either mentality or tactically, or is his really good start here, is that down to him?
Support him, help him, try to feel comfortable here, try to get confidence with us, try to work and play like one more, try to use their skills in our tactical idea, try as well to be demanding with him in our demands as well, tactically in everything. And he's in this process. And of course, he played fantastic 45 minutes. And really, this is the objective. We want to try to be consistent through him in our squad and in our more or less way we are going to do. But he's going to be hopefully very, very important, like today, but hopefully more and more and more. And the most important for him is try to feel comfortable here, try to get confidence, be here in good atmosphere with us, and this is my objective.
Thank you, Unai. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
When he was talking about Marcus Rashford, it's really interesting to hear the perspective of the new manager, because we've heard from plenty of Rashford's old managers and there's been plenty of criticism for some of his performances. But when a player has that much of a drop-off in form, as we saw at Manchester United, there's often multiple reasons. But how important is it that he's put in these early good performances for Aston Villa?
Yeah, it's just incredible. This is exactly what he needed to do. He needed to get back playing. How do I explain? When you're a footballer, you are doing the best job in the world. Of course, I'm biased, but there's everyone in that whole end that would give anything to be running down that wing, attacking a fullback at pace like this. And you have got to enjoy it. And if you can't enjoy playing football, you are in the wrong sport. And that's how he looked for such a long time. Right now, he looks like he's loving every second of it. You know, he's involved, he's showing enthusiasm, all the things that were thrown at him that while he was at Manchester United, he's now doing the opposite. And he's got sweat on his face and he's not jogging around looking like, well, I don't really want to be here. But he looks like a blue shirt. Now, whatever happened at Man United has happened now. I almost forgot to park that to one side. For Aston Villa's perspective, like I said, everyone would have been looking at him thinking, shall we take him? Is it a big enough risk? What's he like? Is he a good lad? Is he going to come in and maybe upset the dressing room? He obviously hasn't, and he's made a massive impact in the team already. You couldn't have asked for more if you're a manager, and there'd be a lot of people out there thinking, wish I'd have taken him. He's been excellent so far.
He's been superb, and I think there's the key to it there was in the interview, he said about giving support and comfort, get him in, show him clips of what he's done brilliant at Man United, and then giving him all the tools. Ultimately, then it comes down to the player. It reminds me a bit of myself. When I was at Aston Villa and I was playing, I was trying so hard to play well week in, week out. For some reason, it just wouldn't go, for a number of factors on and off the pitch. And I felt like I had to move away from Villa to start to reignite my career, and I got the move to Fulham, and from the word go, it gave me a lift, and I think that's what's happened now to Marcus when he's going in there. He's in an environment, he's in a culture where he's going to get the best out of him with the people around him.
And good players around him as well.
Yeah.
He's enjoying it. The team's playing with a lot of confidence. That's certainly going to help. Great signing. It's worked out well for everybody concerned.
Yeah, been a really good transfer window all round for Aston Villa.
And boy, since they've come through the door only last month, they've wasted very little time in making an impact, haven't they?
No, they haven't. But maybe both of them have got a point to prove as well, as you said in Asensio. Maybe more so Marcus Rashford because he's been playing in this country his whole life. But they've both looked really sharp. They've both had an impact. Every single time they step onto the pitch, they try and make things happen. And today it all came together. I know Rashford's probably a little bit disappointed he didn't get himself a goal. But I thought the parts he played in the two Asensio goals, I thought he looked outstanding. And two really well taken goals by Asensio. So, I mean, if you're Unai Emery, it couldn't have gone any better for you.
Was that a much better second half from Aston Villa? It took them a while to get going in the first, didn't it?
It was, for me, more of the same of the back end of the first half. You could see them creating chances, and they just kept on with that. They did the right things when they had the chance to break. They broke, they played the ball wide. They also had attackers running in behind, so they made it very hard for Chelsea's defence. And like Benny says, when Rashford comes on and Marlon come on top of having Asensio playing as well as he was with the midfield that they got dictating, it was just so many options for them every time they broke. They could have picked a pass left, right, or even had a shot themselves, and that happened time and time again. And it doesn't help when you've got Chelsea's midfield, which is effectively today only Caicedo, it seemed like. He was the only one trying to run, and it's a lot of ground for one man to really cover.
Let's have a look at the first of those two Asensio goals then. How clever was this from Marcus Rashford?
Yeah, he does really well, because in that position there, he's looking right across the line, so he's in the perfect position, but he times his run to perfection and gets himself in there. But it's not an easy one, but for him to kind of keep his balance and get it across to Asensio, he does really, really well. As I said, from this perspective, I mean, he's in loads of space, but he times it really, really well. And Asensio gambles, gets himself in there, and if you're not in there, you don't score goals, and he manages to do that, Sean, and it's a really nice, tidy finish. Easy finish, but tidy.
I think what Rashford done there for me is brilliant, because he goes to swing for the ball before that touch happens.
Yeah.
The adjustment he does then, just to side foot it back across, is brilliant. And if you see Asensio's run all the way through that play, he doesn't break a stride, he doesn't really sprint. He just floats around in areas where it seems like he can only see the numbers on the back of the Chelsea shirts, and the Chelsea players didn't see him, and he finds himself in a massive gaping space where it was just him there, really.
It's a good point. You say clever, it's the awareness, and I suppose that sharpness comes with game time, which is what he's getting right now and benefiting from.
Yeah, exactly that. I think as footballers, and certainly in attacking areas, I always thought about continuity. You need that kind of continuity to keep playing, to find that rhythm. Because sometimes when you're in the team, when you're out the team, 50 minutes here, it just doesn't help. You'll never see the best of anyone. Now, I expect as the season kind of progresses and we get towards the end, you'd expect to see Rashford in there week in, week out, because his performances are a warrant of that. But I just think he looks sharp, the fans love him, and you can feel that energy as well. And I said, as he came on today, he made an impact, and that's what you want from your January signings.
I couldn't agree more. I'm delighted for him. I think it's been a tough 6 months to a year for him, and to see him come onto the pitch now at a different team, new players, and play with, in many ways, the confidence he has done in the games that he's appeared in is what we've all been waiting to see, and I'm so happy for him.
Combination worked perfectly in the 89th minute, which always makes it that much more dramatic, of course. But this was only after Malin forced the save of the keeper. And, of course, the goal then came from the resulting corner.
Again, Rashford's at the heart of absolutely everything. Really good run from Malin as well. But it's the little pass from Rashford, the little touch and the little slide pass. And it's the perfect way to pass. And the goalkeeper in that situation does really, really well there, right?
And here you can see Cole Palmer's asks him for help, nothing comes. Rashford picks him out with a great left-footed cross. But the finish, for me, that's all you got to do as an attacking player. Hit the target, make the keeper work. And that's what he done. And it goes, it's a horrible mistake right there to roll through him. But Villa won't complain. Villa did all the right things there, and they've got a goal from it.
As much as it's a fantastic goal from Aston Villa, and it is really well worked, I mean, Jorgensen there, goalkeeper, doesn't cover himself in glory. And I think that situation with the goalkeeping at Chelsea will cost them throughout the season. I hate digging out players individually, but when you look at Robert Sanchez, when he's had opportunities, he's made mistakes. Philip Jorgensen probably thinks, right, this is my opportunity to stay on the team. He makes mistakes. And when you're pushing for Europe, and certainly this part of the season when we're talking crucial parts where positions are starting to take place and you're making simple mistakes like that, that's not going to give you back for confidence, it's not going to give you manager confidence, it's not going to give you supporters confidence. So it's a really, really poor decision from Jorgensen.
It's also going to put a lot of pressure on your attackers to have to force chances and not be patient with it, because they feel unease that if they go down the other end, they could concede a goal. So it's not a good position for Chelsea to be in right now.
Do you think also match fitness had something to do with the outcome of this game? Sean, you were saying it felt like Chelsea in the last 10 minutes, they were out on their legs. And even then, on that set piece for the second goal, they were almost shorn of numbers to close down the short corner.
I would honestly go further than the last 10 minutes, because I said to Benty, I reckon about 55, 60 minutes, Chelsea just looked leggy. Especially within that midfield area. Aston Villa just had more legs than them, and they used it to their advantage. I'm a massive fan of Reece James, but I don't recall seeing him run, let alone sprint, within that game.
Yeah.
And for Caicedo, that is too hard.
Right, let's get post-match reaction. I am delighted to say we can talk to Villa's two-goal hero. Marco Asensio joins us now from Villa Park. Many congratulations, Marco, on both those goals. You must be delighted.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm very, very happy. The effort of the team was incredible. The atmosphere here in Villa Park was incredible. So yeah, very happy for my first goal with this shirt, and for obviously the win, because it was important to win today to keep the 3 points.
It's been a while since you scored 2 goals in a game. I've been told it's over 3 years. So you know these days don't come around that often for you.
Yeah, the confidence of Unai, of the teammates. Yeah, I want to have more nights like that, and we are working for that and for win every game.
So how are you finding life at Aston Villa?
What? Sorry.
How are you finding life at Aston Villa?
Good, very good. Focus on football, working, because I have to adapt to the Premier League, to the training, to the teammates. So yeah, working a lot, adapting with the help of everyone. So yeah, I'm very happy and very focused in the objective of the club.
Marco, you look like every game that you're playing, you're getting sharper and sharper. Do you feel that way, that the more minutes you play, we'll start to see you back to your very, very best?
Yeah, of course. Every game I feel better and I feel more confident. The teammate know me. So yeah, I want to grow up together, to keep pushing, and yeah, now focus on Tuesday in Crystal Palace.
Marco, just a quick one. How are you finding the intensity in the Premier League compared to La Liga?
Wow, it's different. Yeah, because there are a lot of transition, a lot of small games in the game. So yeah, in every chance you can score, or you can the other team can score also. So yeah, we have to be strong, to be focused in the 90 minutes, and that's the most important, because every team have a lot of players with a lot of quality, and yeah, that's the strength of the team. Another time we come back with a goal of theirs. So yeah, happy.
Marco, thanks for joining us, and well done again today.
Okay, thank you. Ciao.
Aston Villa's Marco Asensio with his 2 goals, of course, behind Aston Villa's 2-1 comeback win against Chelsea. More reaction to... Welcome back. So while Aston Villa are looking back at a thrilling victory to boost their European hopes, it's very much the opposite case for Chelsea, who've now winless in the last 7 on the road in all competitions. And for them, their frustrations continue right now, Sean.
They're going to keep continuing if they put on performances like that as a team. I think, even though I'm sitting there saying that I don't think they played that well and they look complete, they still had chances. They still had opportunities to either get back in the game or possibly win it. They don't take the chances, as we alluded to at the start of the show, and it seems to be a running theme for them at the minute.
It's no goal or assist in 6 games for Cole Palmer.
Yeah.
Did tonight sum him up in where he is right now?
Do you know what? He had a couple of opportunities today which he probably would look back and go, I probably should have done better, but you can't really blame Cole Palmer. I mean, you look throughout the attacking squad. I mean, Pedro Neto's got 2 Premier League goals all season. Jadon Sancho's got 2. Christian Nkunku's got 2. I mean, they're so heavily reliant on one player, and at some point, Cole Palmer was never going to be able to keep going and going and going. I mean, in this scenario here, it almost feels like if he doesn't take this chance, he's probably thinking, when's the next one coming? Now, really, he should probably give it to Nkunku, who's there. Yeah. But I don't blame him for taking the opportunity, because he's trying to create, he's trying to do a little bit of everything. And if he gets no help as a player, Sean, you're going to get frustrated.
Yeah, and you can see that frustration coming out. You can see him shying away from playing the passes that he would have played at the beginning of the season, because for him, it feels like I've created so many chances, and in many ways, you guys are not taking them. So now I have to try and do it myself, which isn't necessarily always the way to play, but he must feel like he doesn't have any choice.
Yeah, more questions. And it's down to Enzo Maresca right now to find more answers, particularly as he juggles between his goalkeepers from Robert Sanchez and now Philip Jorgensen after what we saw in the dying moments of today's game. That's it from us in today's Matchday Live. Thanks to Sean and to Darren. Hope you've enjoyed it. For Chelsea, their frustrations continue. For Villa, a big boost to their European hopes.